Hello, everybody, and welcome to Your Life is Non-Negotiable podcast. This is a podcast where we help women make their health non-negotiable after they have neglected their bodies while caring for the people that they love. And we do that in a 6-week transformation program. And today just happens to be day one of that program. And tonight is our kickoff party. So that's super exciting. We do that by using functional medicine strategies, some of which you'll be learning here over the next 30-day eat this, not that challenge, or do this, not that challenge. And I am logging into my Facebook because we love to stream live here and connect with you while we're on the so-called air, the social media streams. Here we are. I have some of my peeps watching us right now. I'm going to say a quick hello to Natasha and Linda. Hi, Linda, Lucia. It's been a while since we've seen each other. All right, guys. So we have a full online gym, and it's extremely interactive. We see you. We can help you. We can give you some modifications. So today we're going to be talking about eat this, not that, clean meat versus dirty meat. Okay, so I'm going to start with the clean option. This is one that is within my local area. I love to promote Femme Valens. And the reason why is because I have been to their farm. I've met the family. I've been to their little store. I've walked amongst the chickens that are out in the grass. It's a beautiful family-run family farm. And they have, on their website, they have some options for you. So you can buy meats that are grass-fed. You can buy meats that are also grass-finished. And also what's very important is raised without hormones or antibiotics. So that's going to say that there on the package. And you can also, I think this one also has, nope, this one doesn't. I thought it had some of the other labelings. Now you do want to be careful on some of the labeling that you might find as labeled organic or grass-fed. Especially when you go into the United States. We're going to be talking about dirty meat in just a second. Saying hi to Julia. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Valerie. Hey, guys. Hashtag useful podcast. If you think that this information that I'm sharing with you is or will be useful, then please hashtag useful podcast in the comments and please share with your peeps, because that tells Facebook, hey, relevant content, let's show it to more people. So if you do share this podcast live, we will get a larger audience. All right. So when you are buying meats and dairy, chances are, if you're living in Canada, that you'll have a little slightly easier time when it comes to buying cleaner meats. But you always want to watch your labeling and make sure that it says on there antibiotic free, hormone free. That's going to be a big one. If you can get grass fed, or even better yet, grass finished, now we're talking about some pretty clean meat. Unfortunately, we live in a society today that you really want to go to the farm where you're buying your meats from and see how the animals are raised, how the animals are treated. You even want to understand the slaughtering process, and you want to understand what the farms are feeding these animals. Okay, so as we start to talk about now the dirty meats, first of all, we don't know what the animals are being fed. Back in the day when E. coli was like a huge outbreak, they were feeding even roadkill, if you could believe that. They were feeding animal carcasses. They were feeding all sorts of things in order to get protein into the animals. Nowadays, we're talking about corn, wheat, and soy as being one of the biggest food sources that these animals are eating. And as we all know, corn, wheat, and soy is only going to plump us up even more. So we don't want the GMOs, we don't want the pesticides, and we certainly don't want corn, wheat, or soy in epic amounts in our body. So your meats, you have to be very aware of what the animals are being fed before you put that meat in your body. And unfortunately, you can go to these big box stores. The majority of the meats there, if it's not written on the label, you can almost guarantee there's some kind of nonsense going on in there. Second thing is you really need to know what's being injected into the animal. Last statistic I heard was that 85% of the antibiotics sold in North America, primarily in the United States, were actually sold to farmers. That's a whole lot of antibiotics. And they need to inject these animals with antibiotics because of the living conditions that they're in. So you can go and explore this world on Netflix and the various different documentaries out there. I highly recommend that you do both sides of the research, especially in Canada, because you have a wide source of family farms that are fighting tremendously against the horrific treatment that these animals are under and put through, the horrific slaughtering treatments that are being done. So there are both sides of that coin. You have to be very careful and support those farms that are in favor of treating the animals properly, feeding them properly with the right foods, and not injecting them with all sorts of antibiotics, hormones, growth hormones, estrogens. So keep in mind that, in order for a dairy cow to be able to produce milk, it needs to be pregnant. So basically, even as it's still a calf into its 5th and 7th month, it starts to get artificially inseminated with its first calf, and it spends its entire life pregnant. So the minute it gives birth, shortly thereafter, it's injected again to go ahead, and so that it will always keep producing milk. And you can only imagine the amount of toll that's being put on the animal's body and what kind of quality of milk is also produced as a result. So it is a wide world out there. There's a lot of documentaries. I do recommend that when you watch these documentaries, you do watch them with a grain of salt. You have to weigh out both sides. These documentaries always want to raise an eyebrow, right? They always want to prove a major point. I'm not saying that they're exaggerating, but they're always going to twist certain things to be the most dramatic as possible. In Canada specifically, our laws are higher. And if our standards and laws are higher, then you can feel a little bit better. But I like to make sure that you at least know it's written and try and know where the meat is coming from, because like anything else, I'm sure there's a lot of blind action items happening in these farms where people are just looking the other way. That still doesn't account for what the animals are being fed and so on and so forth. Okay, so it's actually quite difficult to find good, clean, quality meat. So luckily for us here in my neighborhood, which is where a lot of my audience is currently listening from, this company will deliver straight to your door. And I know Butcher's Box in the United States will do the same thing. So they guarantee good, clean, quality meat without any injections, grass-fed, grass-finished, good quality meat, okay? And it's also debatable as to how much animal meat we actually need. I am not vegan. I don't plan on being vegan. But I have scaled back my meat significantly, and I rarely have any dairy. So that's a personal choice, both because I want to make sure that the meat I'm putting in my body is really clean. Second of all, I also want to make sure that my percentage of plant life is greater than my meat consumption. And that's just mainly for personal reasons, but I do like to make sure I get good quality animal meat, mainly for the amino acids, the healthy fats, the collagens, and things that we won't necessarily find in plant life. Saying hi to Tamara. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Julia. Hi, Shelly. Hey, guys. Comment down below if you are watching. This is called the Useful Podcast, hashtag Useful Podcast. If this information is interesting to you, please share it on your walls while this is streaming live, because you are telling Facebook that this content is relevant, it's useful information, and by sharing it to your friends, Facebook is going to boost this up and show it to more people. So please go ahead and do that. Hey, Melody, long time no see. So I'm going to now talk a little bit here about another brand specifically, not this particular brand being specific, but some things that are found in some of these meat packages, which, once you know what's in this meat, you're likely going to be like, I'm not eating this. Like, I'm so not even eating this, right? So One of the things you're going to find in meats is sodium nitrates. And what that is, it's a preservative that is used to process meats such as bacons and jerkies and luncheon meats and deli meats. This could increase your risk of heart disease. And it's thought that sodium nitrates might damage your blood vessels, making your arteries more likely to harden and narrow, leading to heart disease. Okay, so you've heard about the nitrates in deli meats. They tend to be the highest. So buying deli meats is a big one, not to mention for cellulite. Okay, so if you have excessive amounts of cellulite on your legs and you tend to eat a lot of deli meats in sandwiches, you bring them to lunch or you buy them in restaurants or what have you, check on deli meats for that one. It's a new type of additive. Okay, so sodium, I got to say this right, erythrobate. Okay, I found that in this product and I'm like, oh, it's a new type of additive and it is synthetic variation of ascorbic acid, better known as vitamin C. It's considered safe, but as with all additives, it's possible to have sensitivity and side effects, possible side effects. Okay. And now we're talking about sodium phosphate. Studies have linked high levels of phosphate with conditions like heart disease, decreased bone density, premature aging, kidney issues, and early death. While consuming small amounts of sodium phosphate is likely safe, eating too much sodium phosphate can lead to unhealthy levels of phosphorus in the body. All right, so those three things alone are on this package, and I don't want to show the company name, but they are on this package: sodium nitrate, sodium erythrobate, and sodium phosphate, all three of those. Not to mention sodium, right? Salt, lots of salt, too much salt. So the other thing that you want to be careful about, which I saw on a marketplace review, and that's a CBC produced television show here in Canada. If you Google CBC Marketplace and put grocery store meats, okay, they did a whole 20-minute series all on how grocery stores play around with the expiry dates of their meats. That even if it's past the expiry dates and they haven't sold them, they will of course put that 50% off. And some grocery stores have been known to inject different colorings into the meat so it still looks red. You know, when your meat starts to go a little shady, it starts to turn brown. So they color the meat to make sure it's still red. They push that expiry date by a couple of extra days and they clack on a big 50% off to get rid of the meat. They've done other shady, sneaky stuff. So I do recommend that you go and watch that Marketplace show. I think it came on last year sometime. Hi, Valeria. Hi, Jade. Hi, Diane. Look at all my friends online here, guys. If you are enjoying this podcast, hashtag useful podcast, please comment down below and share with your friends because that really helps to boost our audience here on Facebook. For those of you who are enjoying this 30-day challenge, do this, not that. I have been saving all of these episodes to my YouTube channel. So if you want, I will post the link after I upload this to my YouTube channel. You can also catch them on Your Life is Non-Negotiable podcast on any of your favorite podcast directories like iTunes and Stitchers and so on. So of course, like anyone else, I'm asking you to like and subscribe because of course that will help to grow our audience as well. Here on Your Life is Non-Negotiable, we work really hard on the mindset, changing your mindset and helping you shift your identity to build a beautiful relationship with food, so that you're not coming from a place of deprivation. You're not coming from this mindset of, I'm allowed to do this, I'm not allowed to do that. We work hard on education so that all the decisions that you're making when it comes to food and fitness come from a place of want. You want to honor your body this way. These are choices that you're making because they're important to you based on education and no longer a place of, well, I really shouldn't because I'm going to gain weight. Weight loss is a side effect of what we teach you here. We focus heavily on healing the body from the inside out. Our passion is to get you off medications, get your body feeling amazing, energized, getting rid of brain fog, getting rid of body pains, and preserving your body so that 87 years old, you still feel phenomenal and ready to run a marathon if that's what you want to do. So that is the end of our podcast today. I hope you did enjoy it. Tomorrow, we've got another do this, not that part of our 30-day challenge, and we'll catch you there tomorrow, guys. If you enjoyed this podcast, please comment down below and I will be in there to connect with you one-on-one. All right, guys, have yourselves a great day. Bye for now.